Mic check. Mic check. I am back. Sorry for the little delay in the episodes. I figured because I released so many, I can just come back around. I'm gonna do another series of just a flurry of them, just to kind of make up for the lost times. Because there's a few topics that I want to cover, and I think it's important that I break them into different episodes so you can get what you want. Kind of turning into like Burger King, you have it your way type of shit, Anyway, let's talk first about love language, right? What I'm starting to see is all these stats and all these comments and all these viral, tweets, and posts, and whatever the case may be, of people talking about if this person doesn't love you in X, Y, and Z way, they don't really love you. If this person doesn't love you in this way, then this person doesn't care about you. You know what I mean? And I'm here to tell y'all that is false. What you got to start understanding is love language, right? There's no person on the planet that has the same exact love language as another person on the planet. Love language is so specific, it's like snowflakes. They're never the same. Like each one is its unique thing, right? So you want to treat love language like a snowflake. The thing you need to do, though, is you need to learn who your partner is and what their love language is, right? So you can love them the best way. You also, and more importantly, need to understand your own love language so you can be loved properly. If you're very intentional, if you're very to the point, if you're very specific about your boundaries, about what you like, what you don't like, things of that nature, if you're very specific in that, yes, in the beginning, somebody may come off and say that's a lot. Or you may be like, look, I'm not going to just dump this mountain of boundaries on someone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show them by example. I'm going to lead by example. See, a lot of mistakes that people think is only the man has to lead by example. But no, as a man, you have to learn your woman. The best way to learn your woman is not only just paying attention, but she has to expose herself in a sense. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times women want to keep themselves locked away, or women want to hide it away because they don't want to give someone the weapon that they need to hurt them. And that's very, very, very toxic. That's very defensive, and that's not conducive to a healthy relationship. It's not conducive at all. So if your goal is to protect yourself from being hurt, you're going into a situation ass backwards already, and it's not going to work out for you. Situations like that never work out for you. So you have to go with, if you haven't noticed, this is going to be about love language and dating with intention. It's this particular episode. What you have to understand is the intention you go into a relationship with is important, because that sets the foundation of that relationship. If your intention is to simply have fun, nothing serious, you need to be very vocal about that, right? But what I've learned to realize is you can't just be vocal about it. You can't say it, and then your actions are saying, hey, this seemed like more than just having fun. As crazy as that sounds, if you're a type of person where you're going to be accommodating, you're going to have that loving mannerism, you're going to, have that respectful, is what, we like to call it respectful, but you treat someone with respect. Anyone you're dealing with, you should be treating with a base level of respect. But you also have to dial down on the gestures. You have to set those boundaries. If we're just here to have fun, I'm not responsible like a boyfriend would be responsible. See, women think that anyone that they're having sex with, they should be able to ask for anything. And that's not the contract you signed up for. If you go into a situation with the intention of only having fun, you don't in turn call him or her when you need something of a dire emergency. So for example, if your tire get flat, you don't call that person. Ladies, you don't call him. I'm gonna be straight honest with y'all. If your intention was to only have fun, if your tire is flat, you do not call him. You call your father, call your brother, call your cousin, call that nigga in the friend zone. But you do not call the man that you only intend to have fun with. And as a man, every time something comes up with her, you don't go running off to the races to help, because that starts to blur that line. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds harsh, but it will blur that line. It will, because no matter how many times you say, yo, we just having fun, you are doing things at a boyfriend level. They are going to start looking at you like a boyfriend. There's very few women that can kind of separate those two. There's very few women that can't get those tangled up. They will tell you up and down, swear to you up and down, hey, I understand where we at with it, this, there. And then as time goes on, they're going to grow fond of who you are as a man, and they're going to get attached. And as a real man, shit, you got to understand that that's what the type of shit that comes with that territory. When you're one of few, it's going to be hard for them not to be attached to that. It's going to be hard for them not to cling on to that. So you have to maintain that separation. You have to maintain that difference. Even if y'all just having fun, y'all shouldn't be seeing each other 3-4 times a week. No way. No way y'all should be spending that much time with each other. 2 times is even a little, you know what I mean? In a 7-day span, that's a little much. You feel what I'm saying? That's enough time where she can get comfortable with you, and then that's also not enough time for her to meet and date around, or same thing with him. It's not enough time for him to meet other women either. So like, no. No, if y'all just in it for the fun, it needs to be, for one, a temporary situation. For two, it needs to be a sporadic situation. Y'all shouldn't be scheduling constant meetups, because now y'all moving into that territory when y'all start talking about, oh, we should go grab something to eat. Oh, we should grab drinks. Oh, we should go do this. When it typically is the women who bring that shit up first. First thing they do is they start trying to get you out the house. It's like, no, that's not what we signed up for. So we're not going to do that. Because they love to say, oh, we're just friends, right? So if we're friends do this. So they'll start putting that guilt trip on you. They'll start putting it under the guise of, hey, if we're friends should be able to do friends things. That's what you do with your girlfriends. You go out to eat and go out for drinks with your girlfriends and your guy friend that you never had sex with. You don't do that with a guy you sleeping with. Because now we go from, hey, we sleeping together, to now we going out on dates with each other. Now what does that turn into? That's not just having fun anymore. And that changes the perspective of things. Is once you start to blur those lines, and mainly, fellas, I'm talking to y'all about in regards to this, because at the end of the day, you should be leading. So you should be the one letting them know what the standards are. And if they agree to it, they agree to it. If they don't, they don't. But what you got to understand is, once you set the standard, you have to maintain that. The moment you start letting up, the moment you start allowing her to slip and slide in, because she is going to try it, especially if you're a thorough nigga. She will try it. The moment you start setting the expectation of things outside of that casual situation is the moment that she's going to start catching feelings. And when she starts catching feelings, you cannot get mad at her for when she starts to change the dynamic of the whole situation. Do not set that casual expectation unless you are willing to take responsibility for the outcome of that casual expectation. So back to love language, because I went off onto a tangent with dating with intention. That's intention. What I mean by that, and even so, actually, before we get to love language, let's say, all right, now y'all go from you out the casual phase, right? Because eventually that shit gets tired. Right. Eventually that shit gets tired. You ain't trying to date casually. You kind of want to get something more serious going. Right. So you start to do something. Now you go into situations and you're like, okay, I want to be serious. You know what I mean? You want to get serious. So you're like, okay, I want to start dating seriously. This is what's important to me. Right. So now when you start to date seriously, right, you out of that casual dating phase, you out of that, whatever, playing around, like, I want to be free, but I still want to have something tangible to hold on to. Once you get out of that phase, right, and now you start dating with those intentions, right, you need to be very clear about that intention. Because once you date around, which you have to, because what tends to happen is you get into a relationship young, you lock it down young, you're still growing and learning yourself, and you start to realize the person that you with ain't the best fit for you. And that person ain't do nothing wrong. They didn't cheat. They ain't do anything bad. They didn't, they ain't not a person that you hate. They ain't a person you don't get along with. It's just who you become as you get older, especially as men. You start to change, man. Certain things you want, certain things you desire, and because you cashed in your chips early, now you're like, oh, fuck. I like a piece of shit. Because if I just leave and say, hey, I'm just not happy, or hey, this is not what I want, you're going to look crazy. But as a man, you got to be willing to look crazy. You know what I mean? Because what you don't do is you don't sit there and suffer in a situation you're not happy in, no matter what nobody tell you. No, you don't stay for the kids. No, you don't stay for the family look. No, you don't stay for none of that stupid shit. And it ain't stupid, but it's a reality. You know what I mean? So when you date with intention, right, it's important as a man, you kind of just lay it on the table. Like, look, here's my expectations. Here's what I want. Because with men, women always think there's something behind what we're saying as men. They always think there's some mystery to solve. And a lot of times there's not really a mystery to solve. We are telling you exactly what we're saying, and we mean it exactly the way we're saying it. There's no hidden agenda behind it. There's nothing. There's no mystery. So you have to back that up with your actions, fellas. You have to. So if you say, hey, this is my expectations from you, should be your expectations from me, right? Everybody's going to say cliche shit, honesty, communication, and all that other shit. Yeah. Everybody, some of you motherfuckers is a mess with that, right? Because y'all too busy, y'all got to learn each other. So yes, I think dating is important while pursuing in a relationship, because you do need to get to know that person in different environments. Okay, I need to know how you are over dinner. I need to know how you are when we're at a movie. I need to know how you are during the daytime, right? Not all these goddamn nighttime dates. I need to know how you are when I'm not spending money on you. I need to know how you are when I am spending money on you. I need to know how you are when we're around friends and we're around families. I want to be around you when you're just with your girls. I want you to be around me when I'm with my guys. I want us to all intermingle with each other. I need to see you in these different environments, these different dynamics, to make sure you are the person that I want to pursue something with, right? And that's not to say just come bringing every motherfucker you think is a prospect around your friends and family. Not saying that. I'm saying once y'all get to a couple of dates and they check those boxes for the first, the dinner date, day date. And, when y'all start doing that, you're like, okay, I think we're going to try and pursue something. The next level before you make it official needs to be those situations. Needs to be those environments. How do you handle things professionally when you're inconvenienced? Do you go flying off on the handle, start cussing everybody out? How do you handle things when you feel disrespected in a business establishment when you're a customer, right? So you're going to buy something and you like, damn, they kind of funny style about me buying something. What the fuck? Now, are you the type of person to fly off the handle, start cussing everybody out? Or are you the person like, you know what? I'm going to take my motherfucking money elsewhere, right? Now, as a man, which one of those particular people do you like? Or you might be the type of motherfucker like, yo, I want my girl to fly off the handle, let them know we ain't playing. Me personally, I don't do that. Yeah, I'm not about to argue with you. I'm not about to be yelling at you. I'm not about to be screaming at you. I'm going to take my motherfucking money elsewhere. Kiss my ass. I ain't going to cuss you out. None of that shit. I'm going to say, hey, I think I'm going to go ahead and pass you. Have a great day. And I'm going to just go about my motherfucking business. I'm not letting nobody fuck my day up. Not over no shit that I'm about to spend X amount of dollars and you think I'm about to let you fuck my day up because you acting like a little bitch about me spending this money? Fuck out of here. No. And I don't want my girl flying off the handle either. No, I don't want you flying off the handle for that. There's going to be times where I'm going to be perfectly fine with you flying off the handle and I'm going to be right there with you. But in most cases, no, that's not necessary. I don't see the need of doing that It ain't about looking good for anybody. It ain't about none of that. No, it's about me and my peace and mind. And I don't feel the need to have to go flipping off, running off, screaming, cursing everybody out because they at every slight inconvenience. No. So, it's those kind of things you want to see when dealing in that level. So now after you see that level, all right, this checks out. This is a rider for me. You know what I mean? Da 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 da. Fellas, I think it's important you find out early on, can she take instructions? As a leader, there's nothing more inconvenient than a woman that cannot take instructions. If she needs to argue with you, she say that shit for when we get home. When we get back to the house, when we get to the car, when we're in the privacy of just you and I, that's your opportunity. So I don't even want to say argue, to calibrate. Because it should be a calibration. It shouldn't be an argument. It should be like, hey, we were not on the same page with this. We need to get there. When you start looking at things in that perspective, see, I don't even want to use the word argument because that's not what it should be. It should be a calibration. We weren't on the same page. I don't like us being out in this world. If we a team, if we locked in step, right? We should be calibrated. So there's going to be times you guys are going to come across situations that you had no idea you'll come across, and you damn sure enough didn't pre-talk about it. Now, I expect my woman to just take a step back, shut the hell up. Take a step back, quiet, let me handle this. I'll handle it first. If I fuck up, I'll fuck up. It'll be on me. I have to get us back. You see what I'm saying? But when we're dealing with a situation that we never talked about, or we're not calibrated on, as a man, you should have an expectation to have your lady fall back. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if you want to say, hey, if you want to go get calibrated on it, be like, hey, look, let's put a pause on this real quick. Let's go talk about this real quick, and we get calibrated. We get, we get to a common ground. Whatever you need to say, don't say it in front. Like, especially, I like this. I'm using this example for like when you want to buy a car, shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? Or just in general, when you're out and about in life and there's some obstacles that you guys come across, you damn sure enough shouldn't be arguing in front of nobody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody should be getting undermined in front of each other. It should be a calibration. You feel what I'm saying? It should be a calibration. So it shouldn't be an argument. It should be a calibration when you guys are not lockstep on the same path. You feel me? So now let me I'll continue to expand on love language throughout, but I just want to really, really chop on that topic right there. You feel me? So let me see. Do I want to do what I'll do is okay. We might as well. Let's go ahead and do dating with intentions. And then in the next episode I'm gonna do how women mislead men. That's gonna be one that's gonna piss the women off, but that's okay, fellas. I just gotta tell you the truth what's going on out here. So when it comes to dating with intention, right? Like I've been saying. I'm sorry, love language. I gotta get back to love language. When it comes to love language, right? It's hard to do love language when God damn, I burnt my shirt. It's hard. It's hard to speak about love language when you don't know yourself, right? It is important that each person spend some time alone, single, as an adult, to get to know themselves, right? Because when you're within a relationship, you're always working as a unit. So as a unit, you're getting the things that you do, the things that you get better at, the things that you try to improve on is an improvement for the unit, right? So even while bettering yourself, you're still bettering the unit. But without having that time alone or having that time to yourself, you do not really know yourself. You don't really know what you want. You don't really know what you like. You don't understand that there is things out there that you're like, damn, I done set this expectation, for 5 years or 3 years or 4 years. And now I'm different and I feel different about it. And how do I bring this back? And people say, oh, you just have an open line of communication, but sometimes it's a fucking curveball, right? Everybody make it seem like open line of communication is just the easiest thing in the world, and it's not. It's nowhere near the easiest thing in the world. And we have to stop pretending like it is, because it's not. There's times where you have a drastic change within yourself. How do you bring that to your partner? Right? There's a major piece of your love language that just drastically changed. Your partner just spent 3 years figuring out this love language, and they finally got it down packed, and now you hit them 2 years later and be like, oh, well, this changed. It ain't that easy. Because then it's going to be a struggle if they're going to be like, well, you used to like this. Why do you like this? What happened? They're going to try and figure out and solve what happened in your life that made you change. Maybe you just grew up. Maybe you just got older, you know? So that language, man, that language it's a tough thing to navigate, but it's important that communication is key. Again, I understand everything it's hard. Don't get me wrong, it is very hard. But this is where your partner, this is where they come in at. They need to pay attention to you, right? Don't send subliminals and don't send secret messages. They should just be paying attention to you. So what I like is how in Tyler Perry movie, Why Did I Get Married, right? I think it was the first one. He had noticed his wife change in small habits, right? So she went from like just, spending X amount of time with doing her makeup, and then she didn't really care about her undergarments or anything like that. And then he noticed, like, oh, I see now, he didn't say anything until afterwards, but it was a while after, but he noticed that she started wearing matching undergarments, lingerie, spending a little more time on her makeup, a little more time on her hair, things of that nature, right? And his wife didn't cheat on him physically, right? But she was starting to feel unwanted. And some new guy joined the office or something like that, and she was attracted to him. And she liked the attention that he was giving her. And Tyler Perry had noticed that. And he picked that up, and I think it was Why Did I Get Married? It was a movie with what's her name? The chick that playing Ray. What's Ray's wife? She playing Scandal. Her. Cannot think of her name. Kerry Washington, right? It was Kerry Washington who played his wife in the movie. If y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was How Did I Get Married? But like, he noticed that because he pays attention. Attention to detail that's a phrase used in the military a lot. Attention to detail, attention to detail, attention to detail. That is very, very important in your relationship, to pay attention to detail. It does not mean stalk your partner. That don't mean every small change means there's something crazy going on. What it means is humans, we are creatures of habit, right? Especially habits that result in convenience. The moment we start to inconvenience ourselves out of our habit, that's something that may be may not be minor. For example, right? If I'm a person that likes to sleep in, right? And then magically, I decide I want to start getting up an extra 30 minutes early to spend more time getting ready, right? That can be one of two things. That can be, hey, I'm realizing me just jumping up at the last minute is flustering me and fucking up my day. I need to fix that. How do I fix that? Giving myself an extra 30 minutes, right? As a man, that can mean that. As a woman, on the other hand, that can mean, hey, my man ain't giving me attention that I need, but there's other men that are. I'm going to spend that extra time to make sure I look better for those other men attention. And what's crazy is that I spent that extra time to look good. My man still ain't even noticed. Still ain't compliment me, right? Women love reassurance. Women love validity. They love that validation. They love being, they build their confidence through their man. And that man can shatter that confidence too. So that's a very important responsibility as men that we have over women's confidence. And we say, it's supposed to be self-esteem, which means for yourself. But that's the problem. We're not telling the truth. Yes, there are women who have great self-esteem, great confidence, and that works for them. But also, when they're dealing with someone, they love that reassurance from that person that they care about, from the person that they want it from. Like, you get into a relationship with a person, right? you don't get into it just because it's like, oh shit, I'm in it for the hell of it. It's like, yo, this person makes me feel a way, and how they feel about me matters, right? How that person feel about me matters. So if that person now starts to make me feel like shit, or that person makes me feel like I don't matter to them, that hurts. That hurts. So we gotta stop this, oh, it's self-esteem, so it should be within itself. No, that's not how it works. She loves you. She's attached to you. She cares about what you think about her. So why do you think you should not give a fuck? Why do you think it should be on her to build her own self-esteem? Yes, it should be on her to build her own self-esteem, but at the same time, dog, despite what women may say, they doing that shit for you. That is your representative, right? Like Jason Black always say, your woman is your representative. When you send her out in this world, she is a reflection of you as a man. So if her shit ain't tight, if she ain't up point, if she ain't on point, she ain't got that strut, she ain't an extension of you, as Jason Black would say. Your woman is an extension of you. If she's not an extension of you, you are leading her wrong. Or she don't fuck with your leadership. People should be like, oh, that's so-and-so girl. And damn, she's starting to act just like him. Yup. That's the goal. She should be the feminine version of you. That's the goal. And if she's not, either she don't believe in your leadership or she hasn't bought in yet. And as a man, the way to get women to buy in is to not to force it on them. It's called proof of concept. When you lead and you prove that your leadership is the best route, women are natural survivalists, right? That's why I hate when motherfuckers say she only with him because he got money. And she want to survive, fuckface. She don't want to be in struggle of. Women are the most conniving, cunning survivalists in the history of humanity. Because you got to remember, they don't have the genetics of strength on their side. They don't have the genetics of strength on their side. If you think about what's the most important things of survival, basic survival in this world, women do not hold a strong capacity in any of it. That means, like, for instance, I'm not being chauvinistic. Let's be honest here. Women are not in construction at a high rate, right? The infrastructure of this world is mainly maintained and built by men, right? Sewer, electricity, just the basic necessities is what I'm saying, right? The delivery of food, that's on trucks. Men usually, that's a high rate of men. Pilots, men. Boats, of captains, what the fuck you call them guys? Boat captains, whatever. Men. That's mostly men. I'm not saying there aren't women doing their thing or whatever case may be, but that stuff is dominated by men. So if men are doing the essentials to keep everything running, to keep you alive, to keep things going, where are the women and why are they thriving in today's society? Because women are the best survivors in the world. So when I hear a dumbass motherfucker say she only with him because he got money, yeah, she want to survive, dumbass. Women are going to survive by any means necessary. Any means necessary. And that's how it works. But I'm going to holler at y'all later. I appreciate y'all patience. I guess I do got to keep it specifically weekly, which means if I got to hold on to episodes, then that's what it's going to be. So I'll holler at y'all, man. We out. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms, HVO Marv. Make sure you stream me on all streaming platforms, HVO Marv. Dennis Sun is out now. I would love to interact with y'all, so hit me on social media, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, wherever you're going to find me at. Hit me up. Let's talk. Let's chat. The PPM podcast on social platforms as well. We love it. We out here.